All right, so now we're focusing on India's moral dilemma when it comes to Sri Lanka. There's a crucial vote that's coming up in just a couple of days. Which way will India vote? This is an issue that's likely to create a storm in Parliament as well, with all Tamil parties uniting in imploring the centre to not support Sri Lanka. But can India afford to do that, or will that be a move that will boomerang? Before I introduce my panel this evening, earlier today I spoke to Sri Lanka's envoy to India to ask him about the latest revelations in the Channel 4 video. Now, sir, I'd like to ask you your first response to the allegation made in the Channel 4 video that a little child was killed in cold blood. He's a 12-year-old child. Even though he was the LTTE chief, Prabhakaran's son, I'm sure even you would agree that this goes against the rules of war.
Well, this is very diabolical to our mind. Channel 4 has been up with this sort of uncorroborated, unsubstantiated news even previously. Last year, just before the Human Rights Council, they came up with a similar footage, creating an uproar. And then we found that that lacked credibility thereafter. They don't share the footage with us to even to check with the veracity of it. They did not appear in front of the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission the government has set up to prove the allegations. So this time also, timing is very strange. Timing is just before the Human Rights Council meeting. And we find this is a diabolical act. And we don't find any reason to take any notice of this sort of allegations. In fact, we are concerned about human rights of all Sri Lankans. And Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission report just released has series of recommendations, and government intend in due course to look at it, study it, and to announce ways of implementing such things. And then we will investigate every allegation. This sort of controversial, uncorroborated news footage is damaging not only Sri Lanka but the region as well.
Now, you say this is diabolical, it's unsubstantiated, it's false, but then you must have some version of your own as to how this boy died. How do you believe Prabhakaran's son, 12-year-old son, was killed? Prabhakaran's
child may have died among other 8,000 people who had died during that time. We have now got a count. And that should be LTT cadres also included in that. We don't know who is civilian, who is cadre, because that's very difficult. That was war situation. War situation, people die when Prabhakaran was surrounded by his commandos, and his family may be with him. His child may have died during the confrontation, but we don't know. We have no information where he is, because that was war, and this is a concocted story to our mind.
Okay, so that was war, you say. Now, you are facing a vote, the vote that you mentioned. You say the Channel 4 has timed its release to that vote. What position do you expect India to take at the United Nations body? India has its own tortured history on this issue. We have India sending in the IPKF a contentious decision, Rajiv Gandhi's assassination, but you also now have major Tamil parties uniting to tell the central government not to support your country at the UN body. What do you expect India to do?
First of all, India and Sri Lanka has very good relations, and we understand each other's concerns and we support each other. Second point is Tamil Nadu politicians at the moment are misplaced in their view about Sri Lanka. It's unfortunate that we have invited them to visit Sri Lanka and to ascertain the situation by themselves. But we have not seen them in Sri Lanka. They can go to the northern Sri Lanka, they can go anywhere and see the real situation. Without doing that, they seem to be going on these lobby groups that are based in the western part of the world, who are mainly Sri Lankan Tamils, some of them who support LTT. They seem to be lobbying the Tamil Nadu politicians, perhaps. And that's why they say these sort of things. We invite them to come to Sri Lanka, see the situation for themselves, then only talk about the situation. This is very unfortunate, their demand. We believe India will take all issues into consideration and then take a right position.
Have you had any discussions with the foreign ministry that have given you that impression?
Sri Lanka and India discuss issues with each other on a regular basis. We are closest neighbor. India is our closest friend. So we discuss issues on a regular basis.
The NDTV news app had redefined the entire genre. Now, another market beater. It's already hit #1.
NDTV Profit, India's #1 finance app. Download free at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Live stream of NDTV Profit, market news and your easy-to-manage portfolio. Download now, ndtvprofit.com/apps.